Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 47 of Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. And I feel like this is where it's gonna launch. The direction that we are currently heading is to a full-out war. And we saw some of our groups kind of preparing for it. Bradley getting blown up on a train tracks, which he's not dead. And nor do I think he, for one second, was fooled by Grumman's plan, but also the other plan to throw Bradley off. I think he's like, I want to see how this plays out and what happens. And that is kind of a deadly thing to mess with because Bradley is, I imagine, going to be very angry, mad, wrathful. I think you're gonna have a problem with that. We also saw Pride and Gluttony. They took Al. I was so happy to see Gluttony. I'm terrified when I see Pride. And the fact that they have Al, which means Al's going to see Father, and he just spent some time with Hohenheim. So I don't, and we know Al isn't. He's not dumb, and he's not irrational. Sometimes he gets emotional, but I think he has kind of those moments where he has a breakdown because he doesn't have a body, or he's just I feel like my body is detaching from the armor, which I believe it probably is because he's thinking about it so much. It's like that thing that if you're always worried about this one thing happening, and the more you think about it and the more you try to avoid it, the more likely it is going to happen anyway. And I feel like that's kind of Al, is that the more he dreads this thing occurring, the more likely it's going to happen, which is not good. I don't want his soul to go anywhere, because if it detaches from something, that means that it goes into truth and poof, gone for forever. So as long as we still have access to his soul, there is still a chance to reunite it with his body and pull him out of the portal, which Greedling had told us that Ed and Al need to jump into the portal when it's being formed, when it's being made. And I don't want that to happen, because in order for the portal, I guess we can open up the portal first, maybe Father has to do that first and then use the Philosopher's Stone to then make a Philosopher's Stone of a Mistress. I'm not really sure the science of it, the magic of it, or how that really happens, but I think they would like to avoid that all happening, period. I'm not sure how we do that. I'm sure in order to get your body back out of the portal and to be made whole, a sacrifice has to be made. The only logical explanation that there could possibly be is Hohenheim, to make up for what he has done, what he's been part of, but also for the people that he loves. And I think that it would also free him from being a Philosopher's Stone, because he's lived for many, many, many years. And that he's also the father of Alchemist. So, they pull their power from different places. And if the boys can learn to use the Dragon's Pulse rather than using the tectonic plates, then they can't be stopped either, because we know for a fact Father cannot stop Alchemist, but he can stop alchemy. So I'm trying to come up with a plan. This story is way more amazing than anything that I could ever come up with, and I think I'm good at predicting some things, but not a lot of things. So I'm really looking forward to getting more meat and potatoes of the story. Now, the big terrifying thing that happened at the end of the last episode was, we had Olivier that's in with all the generals, and they're freaking out about Bradley being killed, and then in walks Father, and he places his hand on Olivier's shoulder, which she is not shaken, she is not stirred, she is not shooketh. Nerves of steel, my God. As much as I don't like her interactions with her and Alex, it makes me uncomfy because I love him so much, I'm just man, I wish I see somebody I know at Target and I dive into the next aisle, and it's people that I like. It's not people that I don't like. I'm just ooh, people, social interaction, gross. I'm I have to speak and come up with something intelligent to say right now. Doomed to fail every time. But she's just kind of mm-hmm. Not even that, just made for this. And I applaud her, but that's terrifying to see Father out of his little hidey hole, you know, where he's been brewing and stewing and coming up with all these plans. And now he's at Central. And I hate it. And he had Sloth behind him too. I'm sure all the players are preparing for battle. And then also May and Envy, that little shit. Envy is such a little manipulator. He kind of was able to convince her to go back to Central. Now, granted, she's going back because she wants to save the people that she loves. And it's not even just the people she loves, just people in general, because of all of the hospitality the people were sharing and giving her, that she was just like, I can't let anything happen to these people, which is just a beautiful, beautiful heart that she has. And, you know, I think her still being in Amestris helps us tenfold, because she does alchemy, not alchemy. So, you know, like if Father goes, you guys are done, she's still like, oh yeah, zap, 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 zap. Maybe not at him. Maybe at the other homunculus. Anyway, I don't want anything to happen to May, but I also need Al to learn alchemy so then he can't get his, I almost swore, get his stuff shut off either. So, guys, I am so eager to get into these next couple episodes because I'm sure it's going to be fire. So, guys, let's get into it. I hated those hands reaching at that seal. Oh no, baby.
Alphonse.
Pride!
It's too soon for you to die. We aren't done with you yet.
Stop
There's
it.
still so much work
Stop
we have
it.
in store for you.
Emissary of Darkness. Uh-huh. Yes.
Excuse me. Is this place called Kanama?
Oh, is that where Hohenheim was going? I think, yep.
Mr.
Here's
Ho.
our boy.
You've got some company.
Angry boy. Yeah.
Edward, I didn't think...
Yeah, that felt good.
I bet.
Look, we need to talk. The promised day is tomorrow.
Fair enough. I'll tell you everything.
It's amazing how quickly Hohenheim is like shot up in the ranks of like some of my favorite characters. Love him. It's so crazy. I hated his guts.
Wait, you told Al about this?
I did. I'm sure he has his own thoughts on the matter, but he accepted it nonetheless.
Come on, Ed.
Maybe you are a living philosopher's stone, but I'm not gonna sacrifice innocent souls! It's our fault we lost our bodies!
Look at him, he's so
I'm
proud.
my son feels
Yes.
that way. There will be a solar eclipse tomorrow.
Oh.
He plans on harnessing it for his scheme.
So that's his plan?
How? What?
He has to be stopped at all costs. I need you to help me.
Help you? Now look here, I'm gonna
Calm
stop that
down.
bearded bastard. But I'm not doing it because you want me to help you! Our
Come
best
on.
chance at beating this guy is to team up. And that's the only reason I'm even talking to you right now!
Oh, baby, I know. That is a hurt little
That's
boy
fine
still.
with me. It doesn't matter what your reasons are as long as you'll still fight alongside me.
Granny asked me to give you Mom's final words. Sorry I couldn't keep my promise. But I'm dying first.
What does it mean to you?
So there, I told you!
I love that he loved her. I love it. He wanted a family. Now that I know that he loved all of them, that it wasn't like this selfish prick that like left them behind.
The guy's a walking, talking philosopher's stone. And to make it worse, he also happens to be your father.
Who'd willingly
There's
give
more to
himself
it than
up
that.
to get their bodies back.
It's just... he's not what I was expecting.
Harder to hate, that's for sure.
Someday, I'm going to be a wrinkled old monster myself. So today, we're going to take this picture and I'll be able to remember us all together smiling.
You knew that I was unable to grow old and die with you, but you always believed that I'd come back. I should have been beside you, my love. Tomorrow.
I can't right
Trisha.
now. Oh, man. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, new.
Whoa. Come on, what's
I love
wrong
it.
with what you're wearing now?
That doesn't seem flashy to you?
He probably needs to be seen some way, somehow.
There's a pretty good chance this is gonna be the last battle we ever fight. I want to do it in style.
I dig it. Come on, Greed. You gotta appreciate that a little bit.
And what's your story, Greed? Are you hoping to settle the score with the other homunculi for what they did to your friends?
Are you asking me why I've decided to return to Central?
I'd like to
I'm
know.
not telling you, kid.
Well, shit. Revenge?
Hey, what's a holdup?
Al?
It's Al! Oh man, you freaked me out there.
Watch out, Ed.
Feels like I haven't seen you in years.
I'm glad to see you're okay, brother.
Hey, wait.
Oh, no.
I thought you were with Major Miles over in the eastern area. Nothing bad happened, right?
That's actually why I'm here. We need to talk.
Sure.
Oh god, Pride's not like inside of Al, right?
What do you mean?
Well, you
What are you
seem
feeling?
a little...
Ed! Ling,
Oh.
get away from him! That's not...
Yeah. Homunculus. Yes, I knew it. Ah! Ah!
Your soul couldn't be any weaker.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
I hate it. I hate that with Pride, with Al's armor and Pride's eyes. I hate it. It's so cool if it wasn't so awful.
Every soldier in Central will be ordered to retrieve their treasonous heads.
Yep.
And once they're captured, I'll step in to restore order. They'll take the fall as enemies of the state, while General Grumman will heroically come riding in on a white horse.
Well, that's kind of shitty.
I'll let the youngsters dive headfirst into danger and do all the dirty work.
I liked you. I really liked you.
We may have joined forces to prepare for the promised day, but I'll withhold my trust until it's past.
Smart. So I don't know if that really was what Grumman was thinking or not. Ah! Oh, I hate this. I hate it.
How dare you disguise yourself as my brother?
This is, without a doubt, your brother's actual body.
You bastard!
It's like the same thing with Ling.
Michael, you guys should run for cover. What the? You don't waste any time!
Our animal instincts are telling us that we should stay the hell
Yeah.
away from that thing.
It's smart. I hate Pride so much.
Gotta make sure and keep him away from the slums.
Smart, so smart, Al. Ed. I'm flummoxed.
A barrier's not gonna work against him.
Gotta find a way to contain him. Maybe? Light? No. Darkness?
You're not going to make me threaten the lives of the slum dwellers too, are you?
True to form. He always goes straight for the cheap shot in order to get what he wants.
Sounds about right. Especially with someone with a moral compass like Ed. That would work really, really easily.
I
Ed?
think it's about time I start winning some of these fights for a change.
Same? Oh. Took away the ability to make a shadow. Ed, I am so proud of you.
Did you notice the shadow cast by Al's body? He kept
The big
close to
body.
the edge of the shadows from the forest. His actual body's probably just beyond those trees.
His body.
Smart.
So he's not inside the armor?
No. He's got a special container that he uses when he's traveling around.
What kind of container?
Oh, little boy. Looks innocent, sweet, harmless. Till he opens up those really big eyes, just a little too big. Wow! Wow, Hinkle!
But I know what you are!
Amazing. I feel like he's gonna die.
Instincts are screaming at me! They're telling me to kill you before you kill me!
I don't know if that's gonna end well for him.
Let's get out of here for the time being.
I'm not gonna leave Al behind like that.
I know how worried you've got to be, but what if we get close to him and it turns out to be a trap?
Fair.
We've got to stick close to one another until Heinkel's done with Pride. We don't want to accidentally attack each other.
Smart. I don't know how well Heinkel is gonna do, though.
How was he even capable of finding us? Did Father give him some new ability?
I mean, I was wondering the same thing. Gluttony!
Get down now!
Ah! People were laughing how excited I got last episode because Gluttony was back. They're like, I've never seen someone that excited to see Gluttony.
I smell
Gluttony.
you, Fullmetal Alchemist, and I smell greed.
He's just a big baby!
He's relying on his sense of smell to guide him in the dark. So right now, I'd say you're evenly matched for a fair fight.
My animal instincts are calling me an idiot for listening to you.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I guess I'm an idiot!
Alright! Get him, Darius!
Now for the final blow!
Oh, Ed!
Why, Mr. Gorilla? Weren't we sticking close to avoid attacking each other?
Oh, you poor thing.
Hey, Greed.
What, Ling?
Switch with me. I can detect the presence of a homunculus when
He
I'm the
can.
one in control. I
Yes,
was
he
the one who
can.
warned us about Pride, right? I'll be able to maneuver around through the darkness.
Come on, Greed.
It was my body to begin with.
Time to eat you!
Doubt it.
Wow, nicely done. I'm glad that you and I are on the same team.
Thanks.
I like the little Greed thought bubble.
All I want to do is eat, but you won't let me eat you, and I'm getting hungrier!
Oh, Quinky baby.
Just gonna have to swallow everything!
Oh. Oh!
What happened?
Stay down, kid.
Is this Hohenheim?
I'm not sure, but I think it might. It is.
I smell you!
Oh, wait. Is it Fu? Lawn Fun?
I'm glad to see you're okay. I was wondering when you'd find me. Lawn Fun.
No! Oh, man, that takes the wind right out of your damn sails, doesn't it? It's just like, yes, end. Oh. F. Holy crap. Okay, so that was so energizing. When I tell you I was like, oh my God, it's Hohenheim. And then to see the mask and then the automail arm, I was like, oh, like at first I thought it was Fu because of the mask, because Lan Van looks like she has grown much taller. But then seeing the automail arm, I was like, oh my God, it's Lan Van. It's Lan Van. Okay, I've been waiting. I'm sorry, I am so close to the microphone. I am peeking. Sorry, Xander. Adjusted accordingly. Okay, so like, I love Gluttony, right? He brings me joy, except when he's like full gluttony, right? Oh my God. So I absolutely love what we're getting in all of this. Ling being able to sense the homunculus, Greed knowing about the homunculus and their plans, the two chimeras being able to use their animal senses to work against pride in the dark without light, and them saying like, you know what, it's not necessarily bad being in these bodies. Like it's like, yeah, I guess it'd be fine to be human again, but like this has its perks. And like Greed being like, yeah, it does. I don't like pride and the eyes and all that coming out of Al. Yeah. But just knowing that, like, he's kind of manipulating Al, but, like, Al's very much sleepy. He's like Ling. He's, like, dormant inside. I wouldn't say he's dormant inside of pride, but, like, he does not have control over his body currently. And I'm so stoked. I hate to think of what happens if the moon comes out and there's shadows. What happens to Heinkel and Darius? I feel like they'd be the first ones to go, and that's upsetting because I like them. You know, it's not necessarily, they're not necessarily here because they believe in Ed and like it's like they're on message or whatever, but they're just like, yeah, some of my animal senses is saying that this is the place to be, and you know, we ain't got nothing better to do. And it's just like, well, isn't that motivating? That's, yeah, they're on our side. But like I do think that like they are okay fighting the homunculus until there's sunlight, there's electricity, the moon comes out. Now, something that's very interesting is that they mentioned the promise day is going to be during a solar eclipse. Now, immediately my brain goes, Avatar, and thinks of the firebenders get a power up during that time, right? And I'm like, well, I don't know if during a solar eclipse that necessarily helps pride, because it might cast a shadow and it might be hard for pride to do pride things. I don't know if that has anything to do with Dragon Pulse because of, you know, I don't remember if it was Hohenheim. Somebody had mentioned about the power of Alchemist. You just need to like look up, and like I don't know if the Dragon Pulse has to do with anything. Like I'm definitely somebody that like, you know, I believe that the moon has certain powers. There's a reason why there's a lot of things that happen during full moons. I don't think that werewolves are a thing, but I do think more women go into labor. I do think that people who are suffering from certain ailments, it amplifies ever so slightly. So you know, like there could be something like that where it's drawing power from gravity. Again, I don't quite know what the dragon's pulse is, other than the fact that it could be gravity, but like tectonic plates and all that. So I'm like looking up. So like the gravity of like the moon, or like lunar power, solar power, stars. So anyway, fantastic episode, because I'm all hyped about the end and what's happening here, that like I totally forgot that I was in tears earlier with Hohenheim. And it's funny because I have said like what a surprise Hohenheim's character is to me. My initial thought of him, granted, was given to me by Ed. You know, I can't really take that as the best source because Ed is so emotional. And, you know, Panako would always just say he was an old drinking buddy of mine and never really said that he was a bad father, never had really a bad word to say about him. And I immediately sided with Ed. And even now, like I'm finding it hard to tolerate Ed still holding this grudge. And I get like he 100% gets to. He was old enough to miss his father. He was old enough to really be affected by his mother in such a grand way. He did this thing where he tried to bring her back and lost his body, and you know, lost parts of his body and lost his brother. So it's just like he's got a lot of this emotion, this pent up anger. And it's not just with Hohenheim, it's with himself as well. And seeing Hohenheim smile when Ed mentions like, I'm not going to use souls in order to fix my mistake. It's my mistake to fix. And like Hohenheim smiled, and I was like, he's a proud father. And he said, I'm proud of you, son. Like, just come on. Oh, I love this show. And I'm not just saying that because it gets me hyped. It's like such great storytelling. And it's stuff that like I said, like that, like I could love Gluttony as a character, but also like root for him to lose. That I could hate Hohenheim, but then later on cry because I know how much he loved and cared about his wife, and how much he loved and cared about his family, and he never expected it to go this way, and just how he knows how he affected his sons. He was sad that he couldn't be there with Trisha when she died, even though he knew that he would be there to witness her death because he would keep going and she would age. Like, he knew that that day would come, but then to know that he just missed it completely. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love Hohenheim. Wow. Hate Bride. Great character. Terrified of him. Terrified. And then I don't know what was going on with Miles and Grumman. Like, if Grumman was actually thinking those things and Miles was like thinking that Grumman was thinking those things, or if like they were just kind of on the same page mentally of what was going to happen, but like Grumman actually does kind of have ill intentions when it comes to General Armstrong and Roy, and then like Miles saying like that could be what he's thinking, and I'm not going to trust him until after this is all over. I'm surprised to hear that from Grumman, especially because I thought that he had such a great relationship with Roy. But again, nobody on this show or in any show that I'm watching is without fault. And if they are, what a horrible character. So, you know, him patting what's-her-face on the butt and then being this person that we saw and witnessed this time in the thoughts. Now, we all have weird inner dark thoughts that, like, you know, we're not very proud of or happy with, but that was a long thought out process. So he's been thinking about this for a while. He really wants to see Bradley's corpse. I do not think he will get that. I think that Bradley will come back with a vengeance, a wrathful vengeance. It will be ugly, and I'm not sure who takes the brunt force of that. And then we still have to get back to Father at Central with General Armstrong. I don't think General Armstrong will do anything without fully thinking it through. Roy might be a little emotional. And when I say that, it's not like Ed kind of emotional. It's just minorly more than I think Olivier for sure. So, and then Alex is somewhere out there, and then, but we got Lan Fan back, which means Fu probably isn't far behind. And you know, she does not know about Ling and Greed. Or does she? Did we know that happened? No, she doesn't. Ooh, that's going to be a shock. And then of course May is on her way back to Central as well. So there's a lot going on that I can't wait to watch the next episode, but you guys have to wait. If you want to watch the full length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 3 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. What whiplash of this show. I was like excited, and then I was like emotional, and I was crying, and then I was like, okay, what's going on? And then it was like, whew. It was amazing. It was amazing. What did you guys think of this episode? I absolutely love that Lan Fan's back. I absolutely love that we have a fight in the woods in the dark with Pride and the other... Did I call them homunculuses? I meant to say chimeras. I don't know if I called them homunculuses, but I know that they're not, or homunculi. But, you know, I love that Ed came up with taking out the light because he realized it was a shadow. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love this. Oh, I cannot wait. But guys, you have to, so come back here for the next episode. And in the meantime, I'll see ya.